me being street.
You're a cool dude, Mark.
We're all cool dudes here on Shouting Over the News. I'm
Nice,
your
that was
host
a good
for
intro.
the... almost perfect.
Fuck,
I'm your
there was
host
a
for the
gap.
week, Mark. That was my victory sip for such a great intro. I took a pause to drink some coffee.
And now I fucked it up.
I actually literally can't remember if at any point in that rambling I said what my name was, so I'm just going to move on. How you doing, Dylan?
I'm good, how are you?
Well, I'm doing alright. I'm doing very well, actually. I'm feeling quite peppy. I've been tired this last week, and then this weekend I've slept quite well.
Nice.
Sure, how are you doing?
I'm alright, thank you.
That's good.
You?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. I mean, I think I'm doing alright. I tried yesterday. I went to the comedy club on Friday.
Ooh.
And accidentally had like 2 beers more than I wanted to. So yesterday morning found myself in a bit of a pickle, sort of unable to do anything. So I tried to play Call of Duty Black Ops 3 because it was given away for free for PlayStation Plus users over E3. And I thought, this would be fun. I've heard the campaign and this is alright. And I hit go on it after it installed, and it just sat there with the big screen saying Call of Duty Black Ops 3 for 10 minutes or so. So I cancelled the application and then started again, or quit the application and started again. And it just done that for like another 15 minutes. So either people really, really like that Black Ops 3 is just a single screen and that campaign is supposed to be really good, or the PS4 version of it's terrible. I'm not sure.
Maybe it's something to do with it being free and loads of people downloading it at once. It just went a bit haywire.
Yeah, maybe. Like, it's all downloaded, but it's clearly just a bit pissed. I might retry the install. I don't know.
Yeah.
Jack,
Yeah.
you've played Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Do you think that the campaign's worth me going through all this hassle for?
I don't know. I mean, if you want it, like, it's a rather, I don't know. I guess if they're not continuing it in Black Ops 4, I don't know. Like, if you want to have a sort of far-fetched leap into the future from Black Ops 2, then possibly. But yeah,
I quite enjoyed it.
Is there any link to Black Ops 2?
I can't remember off the top of my
Yeah,
head.
the characters I think are the same. Or one of the characters is the same. It's just in the future. He's just old. I think you're like, you talk to an old version of Mason or something.
Old Mason.
Weird.
Cool. Okay.
I think I played this ages ago, so I can't really remember. But I think there's like one main connection, and then it's just in the future, right? The not too distant future.
Maybe I'll have a go. I can't remember
I think
ever
that's
played
the
Black
one-
Ops 2, to be honest.
Black Ops 2 is good.
So I've heard. I really liked Black Ops 1, so maybe I'll try Black Ops 2. Maybe I'll do Black Ops 2 first.
I mean, Black Ops 1 was good enough to have a meme that keeps going.
Oh, it's such a good meme as well. It's one of the best.
I legitimately see what do the numbers mean, Mason, like at least weekly.
Fucking dudes at work say it. People who I wouldn't even peg as video gamers. If you say like, oh, we need to check the numbers, and someone under their breath will just go, the numbers, what do they mean? Like, memes, aren't they the best?
Just have a meme podcast.
Yeah, the meme cast.
We should.
We just go through our meme economy.
We'll discuss one meme a week.
That's too little.
I reckon we could. There are some memes that have some good holding power. There's a lot to discuss there.
Imagine
when Dylan said meme economy, I don't know why, but I just assumed that we were going to start like trading memes on the stock market.
Have you seen our meme economy on Reddit?
It's
I
pretty
have
much
not.
that.
That's what it is.
Oh, really?
They've
Well,
legitimately got a stock like app thing. You can
Fair.
trade in memes.
I am completely
So
not
what's-
up to date with internets.
what's the most valuable meme?
Oh God, I don't know. I think it's. I think the idea of it is so it looks like a stock thing, but you can comment, invest, or sell on memes, and then if you invest in a meme that ends up being a good meme, you get more meme points, but I don't think there's any particular high, like, well-doing meme, you know?
That's fair. If you go to top of all time, you get. Oh, actually, Discord won't let me share that meme, and that's for a good reason, because this is terrible, terrible podcasting. It was a picture of a guy holding a handful of Mentos next to a Coca-Cola bottle, and on the Coca-Cola bottle it said "angry girlfriend," and over the Mentos it said "calm down." That's a solid meme.
The weird thing is, it's not even it's not a popular meme. That's just one single funny image.
Yeah,
so
it is
really,
a funny
what's
image.
meme economy doing?
I don't know. Clearly, Reddit's upvote system is not designed for an ever-shifting economy. Because I guess after 6 months, something just stays that good forever. Because you can't vote anymore, can you?
Yeah.
So all they need is for something to be really good for 6 months, and then it becomes the best thing ever.
Well, I think the posts get forgotten after a day anyway, don't they?
Yeah.
It's the 24-hour news cycle. The 24-hour meme cycle.
Basically.
Hey guys, this is actually a meme cast.
Yeah.
This is a video game podcast. I got some interesting news stories.
Yeah?
Yeah, no, I do. Darksiders 3 release date was leaked by the Microsoft Online Store, which is not the first time those guys have got up to these kind of release date leaking hijinks.
Shenanigans.
Yeah, the Microsoft Online Store is like a fucking sieve. They love to just release shit. But, yeah, Darksiders 3 releasing on the 26th of November, 27th of November. And the game is releasing on the 27th of November, and one of the versions of it comes with Darksiders 1 and 2, which you can play on the 26th of November. From memory, those games are not short enough that you could beat them both in one day.
No, there's no way.
Hey man, you're just not good enough.
Unless you don't sleep.
Yeah, to be fair, maybe if you didn't sleep, they're probably like 10, 12-hour games. If I only played the first one, I think 2 might be a tiny bit longer.
I feel like the second will not be a 10-hour game if you've just spent 10 hours playing the first game.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. What, do you reckon it will take longer or shorter?
Oh, significantly longer.
Okay.
Like when you do a Halo marathon, it takes like 7 hours to complete Halo 3, where if you do it fresh, you got that baby in 4.
Yeah, I was literally going to mention that. I was going to be like, yeah, when you play multiple Halo games in a row, they definitely get exponentially longer each time. It's like you can knock out Halo 1 in like a sweet 4.5 hours. And by the time you're...
Sorry, no, go ahead.
I was just going to say, yeah, by the time you're like deep into Halo 3 and you're hanging around in New Cairo, things are just getting rough. And it's like, this is going to take forever.
I've done it before in the Hornet mission on Halo Reach. I had someone literally just running into the wall for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And we'd accidentally left him behind. We weren't paying enough attention and then realised he was sleeping on his controller. The big car chase at the end of ODST, I found myself just swerving into walls and just like, oh, where am I? Shit. Yeah. They're a hard thing to do.
Yeah, maybe just play one Halo game at a time.
Nah, that's no fun.
I don't know, any of you guys played the Darksiders games?
I played a bit of the first one.
Yeah, same. I don't think I fully completed it.
No.
It was alright. I like Darksiders 1. It was a good Zelda knockoff with Mark Hamill in it.
Yeah.
Legit. I think if Zelda had more Mark Hamill in it, I'd probably be more stoked about Zelda. I am pretty stoked about Zelda already, to be fair. But this had Mark Hamill and a portal gun, which is like, come on.
I've always seen Darksiders, like, anytime I went into a game and looked at the second-hand games, it was sort of like Prototype and some other one. I always saw them and was like, oh, maybe I'll get that today, and then never did. So it's been constantly on my radar, but
I
think
think
it's
that
worth
exact
picking
thought
it up.
process is that's why I played it. Is I saw it and went, yeah, okay, I'll do that.
Like, it's a solid game with really neat weapons and equipment, so it's definitely worth picking out. Like, I don't know, a weekend's worth of playing, even if you don't finish it.
maybe we'll make it one of our month games.
It would actually be a really good game for that.
It's
worth saying the PC version of it is terrible and unplayable and broken.
Oh, really? I was just gonna say it's available on all platforms. We can all do it, but okay. Well, what's wrong with the PC version?
The PC version of it, all the cutscenes don't load properly. So, like when you play it, it just jumps straight into the game, and you have to go and watch all the cutscenes individually from like a file structure. They just load in as like MP4s.
Somebody must have fixed it, right? Some modder has probably done the work.
So Ollie bought it a couple of years ago and was trying to play it, and he just couldn't get it fixed. The Steam version of it's just fucked. To be fair, I think they also have reissued it since then as like a definitive edition of some sort. I know they did Darksiders 2 definitive edition or whatever the fuck it was. So there's a chance there's like an HD version of Darksiders 1. Yeah, there's Darksiders the War Mastered edition as opposed to definitive, which I guess makes sense. So maybe that one's not fucked, but yeah, the original version was a very bad PC port.
I see.
But no, Darksiders 1 would actually be probably a pretty solid shouting of a static game, because it's got some really interesting things going for it. Other news, though, that isn't about Darksiders. Have you heard this thing about what Epic Games is up to and how we're very proud of them?
It seems pretty good. I mean, it's big for the creators. We should say what it actually is. But
yeah, so Epic Games on their... I'm trying to remember. Is it assets or is it on the engine? Yeah, so it's on assets. So Epic Games, up until this week, when you sold an asset on the Unreal Engine marketplace, so Epic Games obviously licenses out the Unreal Engine, and also they license out a suite of assets, and you can add to those as someone who be like, I want to make this dope sofa, and then people can buy that Unreal Engine sofa and put it in their Unreal Engine game. So Epic Games had it so it was a 70-30 split. So Epic Games got 30%, you got 70% for making assets. So Fortnite has done so well. This is literally it. Fortnite has done so fucking well that Epic's now like, well, we can afford to take a smaller cut. And they've changed it to an 88-12 split. So now Epic only takes 12%. But the thing about this that's fucking awesome, that I think is such a fucking pro move, is it's retroactive.
Yeah.
So they're going back, and everybody who's sold an asset since the store launched in 2014 is getting an 18% hit on any of the sales that were made.
That's insane.
Yeah,
it's nuts.
Which, like, what a classy move from Epic.
Yeah, they must be making a fucking ton off Fortnite.
And didn't they make like fucking 30 million off just the iPhone version in like 3 months or something disgusting like that?
Holy
Epic
shit.
are going to take over the world.
Yeah, like...
They're going to start the Oasis. This is how it happens.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy how well they're doing. Considering there was a bit there where Epic weren't really doing much at all, and everyone was like, oh, maybe Epic is going to fall from relevance. Because, like, UE4 took a while to come out.
Yeah.
And, like, yeah, they didn't have Gears of War anymore. The new Unreal Tournament, I'd still play it every now and then. I think the new Unreal Tournament is great, but it's not quite supported the way it needs to be. Fucking Paragon was, well, yeah.
Shit.
We saw how Paragon ended up, because that game is no longer playable. And then Fortnite Save the World, or whatever the hell it was an interesting thing that people kind of, was like so long in development, people weren't even really sure what the fuck it was about. and now they're the biggest video game makers on the planet by a huge margin.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we had a discussion? I think we might have even spoken about it on the radio show. We had a chat about Fortnite. Because we definitely spoke about it walking into the radio show.
Yeah.
And it was just, I'd seen this trailer for Fortnite Save the World, and we'd had a bit of a chat about it, just like, yeah, this thing looks really cool. And then, Mark, you were saying, oh yeah, they showed something about that, like, years ago.
Like 2012 or something, Fortnite was first announced.
Yeah, and then I think I kept an eye out for it for a while, and nothing happened. And I thought, oh, well, maybe it's just continued to stay in development hell. And then it became the biggest game in the world.
I mean, it's probably worth noting.
Wasn't it like originally going to be developed as a like single player sort of zombie build your fort defense sort of thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Fortnite Save the World.
Yeah, and then
it's still got that.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine the player base is nowhere near as high as what they're getting on Battle Royale, but it's bizarre. I wonder if it would have had the same success if it didn't have Battle Royale in it, and perhaps maybe like, so obviously there's this whole debate about PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds and Fortnite, but perhaps they wouldn't have went into that Battle Royale market if PUBG hadn't existed.
Well, yeah, they made a rip-off of PUBG.
Yeah,
totally. Like, I heard a really interesting comment from someone, like, around the time that the PUBG Fortnite thing was really kicking off, which was like, Fortnite as a game where it was 4-player cooperative survival seemed interesting, but didn't actually seem like it was going to be the thing that took over the world. But Fortnite as a concept seemed like it was just poised to become whatever the next big thing was.
Yeah.
Like it's got the build engine, the building stuff in it is robust. The art style is pretty simple, and the people who are making it know that engine better than anyone on the planet. So it's like, Fortnite was more of like just this core that could become anything, and it fits so nicely into that Battle Royale mode. Obviously, like, I don't know if that's true. That prescribes a sort of certain level of underhandedness to Epic, but it kind of makes sense because Battle Royale came around so quickly after PUBG came about, and like, I think the developers at the time said they just kind of cracked it out in a couple of weeks because they thought it'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean, and they've slowly updated it throughout the seasons, right? So now it's got vehicles.
Yeah, like, props to them. It hasn't remained a rip-off. Like, they've supported it far, far better than PUBG's been supported. Like, the live game stuff they're doing with their seasons and this fucking rocket and the riffs, and I know you guys spoke about that last week. Like, all that stuff is incredible. Considering PUBG is still just like, oh, we banned some more hackers this week.
Yeah. And I mean, I think PUBG still has that kind of aura of being a bit of a shitty racist online community. Even if it's not, it to me feels like that sort of COD kind of place. It just feels a bit toxic. Whereas Fortnite, even though it's filled with way more people, so it's probably worse, just feels way friendlier.
Yeah.
This is a fucking great segue, Dylan. I've got to point it out because this is another news story we have this week.
Nice.
Did you even know that you were making a sick segue?
I didn't know.
You didn't. So yesterday morning, I believe, Rainbow Six Siege announced their new policy that was an instant ban to anybody using hateful language or
nice.
slurs or racist language.
Yeah.
So
how do they do it though? Is it if they get reported or?
I think it's if you use it, you get a half-hour ban. If you use it again, you get like a day, and then if you use it again, you get permanent ban. So it's like, so I think the reason, my understanding is it's like, or the only evidence I've actually seen of it that I can sort of follow nicely is how it works. Is some dude tweeted at the Rainbow Six Twitter saying, fuck you guys, I just got instant banned when I came out of the match for saying the N-word in chat, like in text chat, and the Rainbow Six Twitter account replied saying good.
Nice.
That's so good.
Oh, in fact, here it is. It says, to wit, one Redditor tested out Rainbow Six's toxicity filter yesterday and instantly, after typing a slur, got ejected from the match and received a ban. So it's if you in the text chat, if you use any bad language, you just get booed out of the match and banned.
Yeah.
Which, good.
Yeah, definitely.
Good. I'm seeing a lot of people coming in and be like, oh, free speech, and free speech doesn't mean freedom from consequences. Good. If you're going to use hate language, you deserve to get banned.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, freedom of speech is literally just freedom from the government doing anything about it. Doesn't mean Rainbow Six Siege can't stop you from playing their completely private game. Right?
Exactly.
You've not got any rights to play Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Ubisoft has been doing such an incredible fucking job in Rainbow Six as a live game and keeping it up to date and keeping that community and keeping it going for years and supporting it, and they deserve to make that community what they want to make it, and I think it shouldn't. Video games should have moved on past people using racial slurs. It should never have been a thing to start with, but it should have moved on past that years ago. So good for Ubisoft. I fully fucking support it. There is no reason that anybody should think they're justified in using hate language in any way.
Yeah, I think more online games should follow that. It's
really... and they're just not afraid to lose that, because even though I think it could be quite scary to threaten to kick off any player base who does, since it seems like such a large part of it. But I mean, they're not afraid to, and that's brilliant. Hopefully, it'll work well.
Yeah, I fucking hope so, man. I really hope so. Because and I think it's one of those things as well, isn't it, where they've probably also at this point, what is it, 3 years almost that Rainbow Six has been out for now?
Yeah, it's insane. It's how it's stayed relevant for so long.
Yeah, like they've kept it going for so long. I imagine at some point they're going, look, this game's lasted a while. The sequel's probably in development. We've kept it updated for ages. At this point, if we lose 20% of the user base because they're a bunch of hateful assholes, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
As the Rainbow Six Siege Twitter account said, good. Let's not have these people in our community. Let's have a I'm going to guess marginally smaller community, because I don't actually think they're going to lose too many people off the back of this.
No,
but let's make it a fucking great community.
And in the end, I mean, if your community's not got a bunch of people constantly throwing slurs around, I imagine it seems like more of a place that other people would want to be. So it might even end up being better, you know?
Yeah, dude.
Because that's the one thing a lot of people complain about things like COD, is that you don't want to be insulted by a 12-year-old. Whereas if you've kicked out the 12-year-olds who were insulting everyone, then cool.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't played COD with a headset on in a very, very long time. So I don't know if it's still the same, but perception seems to be in the world that it's still the same. And, like, even if it isn't, COD will never, ever shift that notoriety for being where a 13-year-old calls you a cuck.
Yeah.
So, like, fucking good for Ubi. I believe firmly in this decision that they're making. They clean up their community. More online games should do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I agree.
And speaking about online games that need to clean up, that are trying to clean up their community, this is something that I wanted to share just now, but we'd already started recording. You might have seen it already, but it's Blizzard claims its hamster hero wouldn't want to be called Hammond, because everyone's calling it Hammond because that's his official name, right, in the world,
right?
But because he hates the name and wants to be called Wrecking Ball, they've had to come out and be like, he wouldn't want to be called Hammond. Call him Wrecking Ball. And it's a very similar vein of we've got to make sure our community's acting right, but in a completely different way.
You've got to respect this fake character. So wait, is it?
Oh man,
does the character select call him Wrecking Ball?
Yeah, his official in-game name is Wrecking Ball, which is really stupid.
Well,
but the actual hamster's called Hammond.
Yeah, so the hamster, I think the idea is the hamster is from the same place that Winston is.
Yeah.
So he was
I should
raised
fucking
on the
hope
moon
so.
base. And yeah, and his name there was Hammond, but he doesn't like it, so he sits in his spherical mech and calls himself Wrecking Ball.
Is everyone else in the game called by their own names?
No. So like Sombra is a cover, and Tracer is Lena.
Yeah.
One of those.
Oh, okay. So right. Okay.
I don't think Mercy's her real name either, right?
Yeah, like there's a bunch of like Soldier 76 was obviously not fucking christened Soldier 76. Like
I think potentially it might actually be only Winston is called by his name. Because I'm trying to think, maybe Mercy's name is actually Mercy, and like Pharaoh, however you pronounce her name.
I'm trying to remember, like there's like Hanzo and stuff like that are probably
Hanzo is Hanzo's
actual
his name.
names, but I don't necessarily remember. I need to fucking play some Overwatch. I've been thinking a lot about playing Overwatch again recently. That game is so good.
I should get it. I loved it. I had good times playing that game.
Yeah, I had like one fucking hot fortnight where I played like 30 hours of Overwatch and watched like 2 seasons of The Sopranos, and it was so good.
Nice.
Really good. I was a sweet fucking Orisa. I was really good at Orisa. I smashed that shit. I was dropping down shields. I was great.
I think it's like just under maybe a third are their own names by the looks of it.
Yeah, okay.
People who I just completely forgot about. So they don't have cool names. It's McCree. Ugh, real name, you bastard.
I don't know. I think that's adorable, personally. That they've put out a statement saying that we have to refer to him as Wrecking Ball.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I love it.
We're hurting his feelings.
Apparently.
Yeah, I can get behind that. Enforced canon. I like that.
Enforced canon, yeah, exactly.
Enforced canon. What a name. But I just saw then, looking at all that stuff, it looks like Overwatch have actually had a similar... there was a post a day ago saying new Overwatch social features lead to drop in toxicity, Blizzard says.
Great.
So, I mean, it looks like they've been sort of following a very similar path of... They've... group up with other players based on a set of filters and the ability to endorse other players for good behavior.
So good.
It's a different route of sorting it out, but it seems to be working, which is cool.
Yeah,
Valve should take note. They really gotta.
But Valve
as fuck.
For Valve to take note would imply that Valve actually give a fuck and don't want to do their weird fucking socialist utopia where the market just sorts itself out.
Yeah, Valve's business model is a PO box that you send money to, and they just accept it.
It's one that's the right size for money, and then the other one where everything else goes has just got a fucking bin bag behind it.
It's just a land dump. That's
it's just an incinerator at this point.
Like fucking.
One says money, one says everything else.
Considering Valve's most recent change to their policy was, fuck it, we're just gonna get rid of all this green light shit and everything else. Just put whatever you want on Steam. We don't give a shit. Pay us like $80 and then put whatever the fuck you want on Steam. And it's just like, what? That's not gonna help Valve. Valve is like, Steam is a fucking wretched shithole full of crap. It's impossible to find good games on Steam anymore, and Valve just go, nah, the market will sort itself out.
I mean, I just don't use Steam really much anymore. I've used it for the past few months even, to buy like Hyperlight Drifter and things like that, but I just so rarely use it. Although I did re-download Risk of Rain the other day, so...
Yeah, I mean, yet still, it's a good platform to keep your games and get your games.
Yeah, I mean, you get it over from my old computer. It was good. I'm happy. Thanks, Valve.
Thanks, Volvo.
Like, I'm looking at like popular upcoming on Steam, and it looks to be like half of these look like mobile games that have been ported over. And then some of these, and then there's a couple that are early access, massively multiplayer action games. It's going, okay, great, you're gonna fucking fall apart in a week. It needs someone to curate it. It needs to not just be this fucking dump for iOS ports and asset flips.
There are curators, like those suggested curators.
But that's not Steam though.
No, it's not Steam. It's the community. But
yeah, so that doesn't help because the community is also full of assholes.
You follow people you like, of course, right?
Yeah. So like, I follow like PC Gamer and fucking like the old Total Biscuit account, and I think like Giant Bomb do some curation as well, and you get some reasonable things out of there. But even then, that's like the Total Biscuit account. May he rest in peace. That's not going to be curating any more games.
No.
The community is not a reliable solution for your multi-billion-dollar industry. Because the community are the same people who are putting the asset flips on Steam in the first place. I got some strong feelings about the way Valve are handling Steam. Because Steam is just a fucking wretched trash fire at the moment.
Wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Yeah, man. Steam is the Moss Eisley of video game solutions.
That's a pretty good description. Moss Eisley seems like fun, but also terrible, you know?
Yeah, like you could probably get a good drink at Moss Eisley, but also you have to be careful because his friend doesn't like you.
I mean, it's also the best map in Battlefront 2, so... All around, you might die, you will have fun, though. It's a good place.
That is the best way to go.
It's a good way of describing Steam. You might die, you will have fun, though.
Yeah, this is true. This is very true. I don't know.
I need to wrap this up soon.
Yeah.
There's one story that you guys posted on the Discord that I definitely want to talk about.
Oh my god, it's so fucking stupid. Alright, someone else talk about it, because I don't think I can actually get through the description without wetting myself from laughter. It's so ridiculous.
So, if none of you guys want to say it, I'll go through it.
Go for it.
So, they've released some more info. This is for Pokemon Let's Go, right? So the latest trailer for Pokemon Let's Go has shown Eevee and Pikachu with just the stupidest haircuts.
All right, this is not what I was talking about, but this is also really fucking stupid.
Oh, okay, because this is... I just love this.
Oh, mate, that haircut on Eevee is so bad. Who thought that Eevee should have bangs? And why are they an asshole?
It is like something to behold, isn't it? Like,
it's so terrible.
Obviously, the whole of the internet has been like, "What the fuck are you doing to my childhood?"
What have you done?
At least on Eevee, it looks stupid, but it looks so much worse on Pikachu.
Yeah,
You got a perm.
Pikachu looks awful.
Maybe they're making a comeback. Bangs and perms.
Bangs and perms. Pokemon is shaping the world. They're testing the waters to see how much they can shape cultural opinion.
Mate, this is it.
It's so rough. There's got to be better haircuts in the game than the bangs, but...
i.e. no hair.
Yeah, i.e. let's not give our dogs haircuts. That's what this is, by the way. It's worth noting. This is giving your pets haircuts, and that is unacceptable behaviour in my book.
You do have to give your pets haircuts, to be
Yeah,
fair.
but like you just give them haircuts that suit their hair.
Don't give them bangs. Does Pikachu's hair even grow to that length? You never see a hairy Pikachu.
I mean,
I've never once seen a Pikachu with long hair, but now he has bangs, or she, whichever gender your Pikachu is.
Does Pikachu even have hair?
Hey Dylan, do you want to see my hairy Pikachu?
Oh.
Zip.
What was your one, Mark? What was your...
My one is, hey, you guys remember Aliens Colonial Marines?
Yeah, sure.
Do you remember
God,
that?
this is also really stupid.
Do you remember that? This is fucking stupid. So the Aliens Colonial Marines, which was in development hell for years and years and years, and it was like originally going to be a PS2 game, and then eventually Gearbox put it out, and like it was super buggy and broken and crap, and like the most famous thing about it was that the alien AI, when you're fighting the xenomorphs, was just fucking bad. Like they would just like stand still, they would bump into things, they would get like caught on geometry and kind of jig around, do a little dance. And then this week, a modder who's been trying to fix a lot of the things around it and sort the graphical problems out and stuff found that in one ini file, in like where like the game downloads in the directory, there is like one line of text. In fact, I'll get it up. So it is the line of text. It says class remapping equals pecan game dot pecan sequence action attach Xeno to tether. Right, and so that text there is what attaches xenomorph in an area to that area's like tether map and allows the Xeno to interact with the environment and use the environment, understand the environment, so that it can like hunt you and fight you. In the actual thing that released with the game, this game's been out for like 6 years now. Did it come out in 2013? So it's been out for 5 years now. They'd misspelt tether, so they'd put in one extra letter, or they had one. Yeah, so yeah, they'd put an A in tether, so they'd put tether, and so it meant that entire line, which allowed xenomorphs to exist within an environment, didn't exist, and so PC Gamer have like a before and after of like before the bug and with the bug, and you can see how like when you fix the typo, the xenomorphs are like way more aggressive. They like actually use the environment better. They track the player better. Like if you run away from them, instead of them just like standing still in the middle of the room and freaking out, they actually like chase you and hunt you. Like obviously that game still has flaws, but this modder has removed one letter, and you can do it yourself. If you have, like, I actually happen to have a copy of this game. Don't ask why. And you can just do it, and it unfucks the biggest problem with this game.
That's just embarrassing. How did the game even get to that point where I guess maybe they just couldn't figure out what was causing the problem. Typos are easy to miss when you're coding, but still, that's madness.
But, like, I've compiled code before. You check for code coverage. If an entire, like, class mapping of code is not firing, most compilers, I don't want to say all, but most compilers should be like, hey, yo, you ain't using this line of code. BT dubs. You should look at this. And this one, it's kind of making me intrigued to actually, like, re-download Aliens, Colonial Marines, and play it though. So like, maybe it won't be shit now. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe it's just like Game of the Year.
I mean, I think there are still a lot of problems with that game, but
that's a big call.
Yeah, it's a big fucking call.
But imagine if now they're going to release a remastered edition. All they've done is take the A out. Jack, how heartbroken would you be if Gearbox dedicated resources to release Aliens Colonial Marines fucking remastered edition, and it delayed Borderlands 3 by like another 18 months?
It takes 18 months to fix one typo.
Borderlands 3 actually becomes a next-gen game.
I'll be alright with that.
Maybe. I don't know. If it takes them not making a Borderlands game for an entire generation to forget about Handsome Jack and Tiny Tina, then I am very happy with them waiting till it's a next-gen game, personally. But that's just me. That was the news, guys.
That's all done. That's a
lot. I kind of like this post-E3 news cycle when like only a couple of things happen a week.
It's more relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We feel less stressed to get through things, but you know.
We can give things their dues. We can take conversations to where they're supposed to go, as opposed to just having to like whistle-stop tour through the news. Like, do you remember those couple of weeks before E3 where it was like 20 news stories and like literally we have to finish the episode off by just talking, like just saying the titles of some Kotaku articles and be like, go look up yourself if you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, guys, this has been good. I should probably get on with my day. I say that. Katie hasn't woken up yet, so I'm not. I'm just going to stay
need to
sitting
go.
down here.
See a dog and eat some ice cream.
All right.
what?
So-
Your day sounds so much better than my day. Can I have your day?
Hey, it's National Ice Cream Day. Apparently, everyone should be eating ice cream.
All right.
Now I'm definitely going to buy some Ben and Jerry's and eat the entire thing.
There's a donut shop near me that's selling ice cream filled donuts, and I'm going to
Oh
see what
my
that's
God.
about.
What?
Send some, please. Thanks.
I don't think they'll survive the post, Joel.
Believe.
Believe in what?
Get a
Cooler
soggy
bag.
donut.
Gentlemen,
Right.
this has been Shouting Over the News. There's been news, we've shouted over it. I've been your host for the week, Mark. I've been here with my boy Dylan,
See ya.
my boy
Nice.
Jack,
Bye.
and my boy Chaw.
Bye-bye.
Best boys. Bye.
Okay, I'm stopped.